What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Look, I was thinking about something that somebody asked me the other day when I was in the lab, and my homie was like, "Hey, man, how long did it take you to write this verse?" And that particular verse that I had written was one that I had pretty much spent the whole day just kind of adding to it as I went throughout my day because I had a lot of runs to make, so I was just formulating in my head as I moved around. But what I wanted to really talk about is that very thing, just the songwriting process. And I'll share some of mine, just a little bit, and you can compare it to yours if you are indeed a songwriter, poem writer, uh, script writer, whatever the case might be, because everybody has different methods. So I always tell people when they ask me how long it took or what did I do or whatever the case might have been, that it's no wrong way to create. Whatever your method is, that's what your method is. And even with myself, there are certain songs. If I write 10 songs, they may be written 10 different ways. I don't have one set style. The only thing I would say that is consistent, that never changes, is pretty 95% of the time is just where I am when I write. Me being alone is like the main component to my creative process. I write around other people if I'm in an environment that calls for that. Like if we're in the studio and somebody just put on a beat, or we somewhere and they just, hey man, this you got to last minute put this together, and there's four of the cats in there writing. There, yeah, you sitting there, you write. Or if I'm in a rush, sometimes you're in a rush. It's like, man, I got to get to the studio. I got to get to this place or that place. I may be riding the car with one of the homies or a couple of homies, and I'm knocking it out right there, or sitting in the lab doing it. But for the most part, I like to be alone where I can zone out, concentrate, have quiet. I can let uh, the the universe pretty much just make it rain thoughts into my head, and no distractions. That's the key, no distractions. And that way you're able to maximize your creative process by doing it like that. And I'm sure everybody kind of has their own little way. Certain songs are gonna take a little longer to write due to the detailed nature of it, due to how much information you may be including in a song. There are different topics of songs that you write. Some may be more on the surface. Some may require you to go a little bit more in depth, so those may take a little longer. There are songs where you have to actually do research before you write them. So the research itself might take a week, might take longer than that, because sometimes you're just going through a process of loading up. You're just loading up information into your mind, and then when you get to a certain point where you feel like you got what you need, then you start the process. Then you start laying it out on paper. Certain songs are spontaneous. All of y'all who write, y'all know that there's certain songs you write that you didn't even plan on writing. It just start coming out one day. It just start pouring out. It's like, why am I even writing this? Where's this even coming from? And sometimes those are the best ones, because there's an old saying that sometimes when you study long, you can study wrong. And what that simply means in this case is that you and myself, we have the tendency sometimes to overthink, overanalyze. And when you do that, you can mess up something that's good. As a person who strives for perfection every time you create something, you sit down sometimes and you over critique. You got to reach a point where you recognize that the food is cooked. You taste the food, it's well seasoned, it's hot, it's ready. Quit trying to add stuff into it because you keep adding more and more to it, and then you mess it up, and you lose the taste. That's how we do with songwriting sometimes, man. So we got to know when to say when, and we got to also know that every song does not have to be just stratospherical, if that's a word. Every song doesn't have to be just um, sitting on top of the universe. There are times where just relaying a simple message is more impactful than trying to prove you got all this knowledge and you can put all these intricate words together. Sometimes it's about delivering a straight message. So those are just a few little songwriting tips that you can, I guess, implement into your game. Um, some people say, well, man, you write so fast. I write fast. When I sit down, once I get up, I'm on it. I'm on it. Other people will feel like it's something wrong with them or something wrong with their process if it takes them what they believe to be too long. Man, how'd you write that so fast? That's just me. If your way is to take your time and to lay it out, it may take you a day to write that 16, where it may take this other guy 45 minutes. Don't feel bad about your process, because in the end, it's not about the time frame that it took. It's about the result. It's about the result. So you can move fast without rushing, and you can take your time and get a good result, or you can take all day and it still be trash. You just have to make sure that you are comfortable with whatever your process is, man, and it'll make you a better writer and a better creator. And this not just for rappers. This is if you do poetry, like I said, you write movie scripts, you sing, whatever the case may be, short stories. Find your process, commit to it, and lay it out. All right, man. It's your big brother K-Rino, man. Anything y'all think I forgot, drop it down in the pot, man. Comment, subscribe, hit that like button for your big brother, and I might hit y'all with another one today. All right, peace.